The Quake series. Created by id Software in the mid to late 1990s. It's been a long time since Quake's come out, and particularly on consoles. Quake 4 on the Xbox 360 is a mixture of the storyline from Quake 2 and the online from Quake 3. What it has done is it's created a good first-person shooter with some excellent gameplay here and there, mixed with some really boring gameplay. At least they have a storyline this time, and they do a pretty good job with that. And the multiplayer is actually quite fun. If you haven't been playing Quake all these years on the PC, you've been playing it on the console, you're going to like this. It's online, it's fast and frenetic and good fun, despite the fact that you may have played these maps as many as 6 years ago. So how does this thing look? Based on the Doom 3 engine, Quake 4 shows off fantastic lighting. It shows off very good normal maps. It runs generally around 60 frames with a lot of different sections where it drops. But generally you've got a very clean looking, well lit game that you really should see in 720p or 1080i, where it's preferable. There's a mixture of indoor and outdoor levels. Mostly they're indoor, but I'd say, a third of them are outdoor. And when you're outdoor, you'll get into 3 different kinds of vehicles. The 3 vehicles you'll pilot are the hover tank, which is the GAV, the set turret tram, and a giant mech walker. The last of which is really fun, despite the fact that the mech walker sections are even a little boring. You'll face that giant red spidery harvester, which is really cool to look at and really intimidating at first, but then you'll instantly realize how easy it is to beat. And it's fun to be able to switch between your rockets and your heavy fire machine fire. I think what happens in Quake 4 is that about halfway through the game, you change from a Marine, and this is a bit of a spoiler, although it's been revealed many times before, and then you get captured by the Strogg and you are torn apart and rebuilt. And you actually go through a cutscene where you see the surgery happening to you. This is super gory, it's super nightmarish, and in a lot of ways it's just even a little hokey, but it has its effect on you nonetheless. The effect is both fantastic in terms of storyline, because it actually makes you feel more human, that you've almost lost your humanity, and then you realize you want to bond with your Marine partners a lot more, and then you really want to kick the Strogg's ass. So this works well in the storyline, but it also makes it a lot more fun, because once you turn into this half-Strogg creature, you are 25% faster, you can max out your health by 25% more, and the AI also increasingly gets more difficult. So all of a sudden you're going from a pretty basic game, which wasn't that compelling, to a pretty compelling game that's a lot faster and a lot more fun. In the end, I think the single-player game, campaign, it doesn't have the story that like Half-Life 2 or Chronicles of Riddick did. It's not as deep and or as interesting a narrative, but it's still a pretty meaty 11 to 12 hour single-player game that's fun depending on which level of difficulty you play it on. There are 4 difficulty levels. And the multiplayer is fast, furious, and if you haven't played a whole lot of Quake 3 and you're primarily a console gamer, you're going to really like this. I don't care what anybody says, I played this for more than an hour, and it's super fast online. Multiplayer is on both Syslink and Xbox Live. It includes 13 maps, including a couple from Quake 2, and it actually has the full Quake 2 game in it. So you'll be able to play that 4-player co-op, multiplayer and Syslink, but just not on Xbox Live. So that's a nice little bonus that's been built in there. Multiplayer online for Quake 4 also includes deathmatch, team deathmatch, capture the flag, and tournament modes. Finally, in the end, Quake 4 is a good game. It's not that innovative. It's not what we have come to expect from id and Raven, who used to be industry leaders. And in some ways, there are some problems. There are some old designs here. There are frame rate issues that really get bad in the second part of the game. And on the normal setting, it's pretty easy, and the first part of the game is actually pretty commonplace. But I think what's going to happen is you're going to get this game, you're going to play through it single player, and you're going to go online, and you're going to really have a fun time with it. I think even though that it's only 8 players instead of 16 players on Xbox Live, which it really should have been 16 players, I have a lot of fun playing it. I'm compelled to play it, and I want to play it some more. Quake 4 isn't the industry-leading, revolutionary first-person shooter that we'd hoped. It was already on the PC, so we knew that. But aside from only 8 players on Xbox Live and some serious frame rate drops. And even if this is slightly an old design in many ways, Quake 4 is good fun.